The OnePlus, a company that once redefined the concept of a budget flagship, wants you to know that the T is the new S. I have reviewed the OnePlus 3 a while back and I really love that phone, but the company released the slightly upgraded and a slightly more expensive 3T model. Is this the best $439 smartphone at the moment? My name is Linus and here's the full TechLineHD review. The letter T suggests that there must be only incremental upgrades in the hardware department, and the OnePlus 3T looks exactly the same except for the fact that now it sports a gunmetal finish. Well, it may even look exactly the same as the OnePlus 3 depending on the lighting conditions. What is a welcome feature though is that the phone now has a 3400 mAh battery as opposed to the last year's 3000 mAh unit in the same all-aluminum body that just screams quality. Speaking of that battery, it performs very well, even with a power penalty of 2 SIM cards, 4 Google accounts, and using the phone as the Wi-Fi hotspot, I could get 1.5 days of usage. If you are not as heavy user as I am, you may easily get 2 days of usage out of this phone. But if the battery dies, the dash charge feature is still one of the best in the industry. You can fully charge the phone in just 1 hour. We have the same 5.5 inches 1080p AMOLED panel, which is sharp and just brilliant to look at. All it talks about the RGB pixel arrangement, etc. should not bother you at all. Another great thing is that we now have a beefy 16 megapixel selfie camera. The OnePlus 3T has all the great features we loved about the OnePlus 3, a highly customizable LED notification light, programmable capacitive buttons and the ability to choose the on-screen keys instead, and finally one of the best fingerprint scanners on the market that not only works 10 out of 10 times but also it unlocks the phone straight from the standby mode. Other things that I love is an alert slider, a pretty good sound quality via the headset jack and from the loudspeaker. When it comes to the specs, the OnePlus 3T is a true powerhouse. It comes with the upgraded Snapdragon 821 chip, 6GB of RAM, and if you are willing to pay more, it has the 128GB model. I think that 128GB model kind of justifies the lack of the microSD card slot. As you may have guessed, the phone handles all the 3D games at the highest graphics without any issues. Also, 6GB of RAM assure that multitasking is a breeze and you can easily switch from one app to another. We've come to the user interface part, and this is where the OnePlus 3T brings a perfect blend of stock Android 6.0 and some added features. The device runs on the homebrewed Oxygen OS, which brings a ton of customization options. I've already mentioned the ability to customize the LED notification light and capacitive buttons. Other features that I love are the dark mode, which looks just gorgeous on the AMOLED panel. Also, you can change the accent colors, use some basic gesture controls that work great, and do some other things to make the phone look your own. However, the most important thing about the UI is the speed. I honestly believe that this is one of the fastest phones you can buy at the moment. It's just impossible to make the phone lag no matter what you do with it. In fact, it is faster than my Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge on the daily basis, which still suffers from occasional stutter here and there. The phone can take pictures very fast in daylight and slightly slower in dim situations. We have a pretty simple and easy to use camera app. There is a manual mode among other modes to let you take a full control of the pictures you take. When it comes to the actual image quality, the OnePlus 3T is definitely one of the best, if not the best in this price range. However, it is not on par with the most expensive flagships like the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, but still it takes brilliant photos. The pictures come out sharp, detailed, and the color reproduction is good. However, you may get some images with softer focus on the corners, but I'm just being picky here. Even in the worst lighting and weather conditions, when it is snowing and raining at the same time, the OnePlus 3T takes probably the best photos in the sub $400 smartphone category. The 4K video looks great too. The footage is sharp and detailed, and I love the fact that the OnePlus finally managed to polish the continuous autofocus feature, which is now almost seamless. Also, the built-in optical image stabilization does a pretty good job reducing the shakiness.
So I just switched the resolution to 1080p.
If you tend to shoot more in 1080p, the footage will also look great, but naturally, there will be less detail than in 4K footage. My biggest complaint is the mediocre sound recording quality.
I always prefer shooting in 4K, obviously, but still there are quite a few people who love 1080p because it saves a lot of storage.
The 16 megapixel selfie shooter can take some good looking photos, but I would love to see a little bit more sharpness. The selfie video, on the other hand, looks pretty good.
One of my favorite phones in $400 category. The OnePlus 3T is slightly more expensive but also slightly upgraded model, and so far so good. I really love this phone. It's super fast on the daily basis. I just love it.
I'm happy with all the connectivity options as I didn't have any issues. The call quality is great with both SIM cards, the signal reception is excellent, Wi-Fi and GPS work absolutely fine. The OnePlus 3T is an incremental but a welcome upgrade to the OnePlus 3, and it is a very solid smartphone. It has the looks and the specs of a premium smartphone. The Oxygen OS is one of the best implementations of Android, whether you would be just a purist or a user who loves customizing the phone in a lot of different ways. Also, the device has a great battery life with a super fast charging feature and one of the best-in-class cameras. If you already have the OnePlus 3, you don't really need to upgrade to the 3T, but if you are looking for a fantastic phone that costs less than $450 US, the OnePlus 3T is easily my #1 recommendation. It was Linus, thanks for watching, and as always, if you have any questions, please drop me a comment down below. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow TechLineHD on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you in the next video soon.